Hey up guys, what's going on and welcome back to York City where a Carabao Cup quarter-final encounter with Fulham is happening later on. We get past them, there's only one Big 7 team left in the competition. Let's not rest this opportunity up, shall we? But first, of course, is an encounter with Norwich at home. Since we last met, we've scored 2 goals, one against Leicester, Real Madeira, and one against Hapoel, Jack Harrison. It was an equaliser, they scored in the first minute. Honestly, this is the most baffling result of the entire season. You saw how the first leg went. We beat Napoli away from home. Still, completely second side, didn't really matter, still top of the table no matter what happened in that match, so irrelevant. Manchester City and Arsenal also in action today. A win here today, by the way, takes us third. Both Manchester United and Tottenham have been picking up draws quite a lot of late. Speaking of, we've never beaten Norwich. 4 draws, 1 win for them. Apparently though, we are firm favourites. The lineup today will be our full first side except for Rick, who is suspended thanks to yellow card situations. Medina steps in there. I say full first team, Hidalgo's in goal. We're still not sure on that one. Saxton, Courage, Medina, Shaw, Grimes, Seri, Madeira, Vidal and Cantoro and Koita up front. I would argue for the time being, Madeira is still just a better option than Ponce overall. Just on performances this year, he has picked things up thankfully this year. A little bit, not massively, a little bit. The Norwich team is all changed for them, no one still there. None of the young guns anyway, that's for certain, they've all moved on to pastures new. Clement Lenglet I noticed is on the bench though, along with Maitland-Niles. How good is Clement? 33, a bit slow, 9 acceleration but otherwise decent. Via Arsenal, seemingly on that one. David Ray in goal, he's a very good goalkeeper. Not sure if he's quite as good this year as he has been in the past. But still, pretty damn handy overall, I would argue. Also now 33. Norwich were a side I was keeping my eye on in this save because they've been steadily getting up the season previews year on year. I think they're now predicted around sort of mid-table-ish, that 10th, 11th, 12th area. But it's not really the position, it's the actual odds themselves that have narrowed. I think they're about 50 to 1 now, 60 to 1, something like that. They're sort of the best of the teams that aren't really challenging for Europe, and they're undergoing another takeover. It's their third one in 10 years. They were taken over straight away at the end of the first year, and they were taken over about 3 years ago. All consortiums, Koita's gone through here, and straight Raya. And whilst they've not spent massively, they've done very good business in general. I feel like they've weirdly been one of the best AIs for picking up young talent and then selling them on. So in a weird way, actually replicating Norwich's good eye for a bargain. But yeah, keep an eye on that Norwich side in future. They're not doing particularly well this year so far, though. It has to be said, 18 points from 17 games, 7 losses already. It's not what you kind of expect for a side being predicted here-ish. That being said, they're only 2 points behind 13th and 3 behind their predicted 12th. So maybe their day will come. Maybe they've had a rough start of things in terms of who they played. I don't know. Koita, straight at Rare again. Is that the problem? Is that the problem with goalkeepers? Just strikers enabled to just shoot it anywhere other than directly at the goalkeeper? Who knows? Hillman with a corner for them. This highlight started with a corner. Hidalgo does gather that one. Lovely. Highlights that start with a corner do worry me. But Cantoro is in all of the space over here. It's not like they're playing narrow or anything. Cantoro still coming forward. He's got past number 5 into the box. No one's there. Saxton gets that headed clearance. And where did that come from, Bradley? It's his first goal of the season. He's not a prolific goal scorer. It's got to be said. And when he does, it's usually running in at an angle. But Alan Lucio just heads that out. Don't know what their player's doing there, but he just gives Saxton the ball and with 4 players directly around them, one of them ours, just smashes it in. And on the stroke of half-time too, what a time to get that goal. Makes my team talk that a little bit easier. I've also noticed that West Ham have turned it around against Manchester City, which is huge. Because City would go top with a win here. We've got our first encounter with Manchester City this year, not too far off in the future. Cantoro, Arsenal doing the business against West Brom. Grimes collects this in the middle. I don't like that pass, but Medina and Courage are both booked, actually. Don't like that. And so is Saxton. Basically, our entire back line is booked, which is problematic. Shaw, the only one not, weirdly enough, despite the fact he's the one who's always picking up the yellow cards. Shall I just have shoot on sight on? Because it doesn't matter if we're outside the box, apparently. This ball from Grimes there is sensational. Shaw's movement from Seri just to drift away from goal, the Norwich defenders there was pretty good too, with his little exchange with Shaw. 2-0, and our first and historic victory against Norwich, in that sense. Weird saying that sentence out loud. 70 minutes gone, there's not a huge amount of tiredness in the squad, because obviously we went entirely second string against Hapoel midweek. That being said, 2-0, maybe protect players that are on a booking like Saxton, who are also crucial for the Fulham game. I will be playing him in the Carabao Cup because we are taking that seriously now. It's weird that we're taking it seriously against Fulham and we didn't take it all that seriously against Manchester United. I'm thinking just both fullbacks actually. Shao may not be booked, but just for freshness purposes. Anyway, Norwich are coming forward here. This is the first time we've really seen anything from them, and it's hit the bar, and well, that's one of the worst follow-ups in history. West Ham still beating Manchester City. Huge there. Corner starting with us. Is it going to end with us? As that's headed out, Koita will gather. They've got an equaliser, have Manchester City. Venturelli's got this ball for Norwich in the end of that corner, bouncing around. Still Venturelli, he's charging forward. Obviously there's a pun with his name there that I completely avoided, much to my annoyance. 5 minutes to go. Now Cantara being tied is not a huge issue if I'm honest, because really between him and Harrison I'm not sure who's worse. Harrison's had good games and he's had a very bad run of late. Scored of course in the European game though, so maybe he's on the upswing now again. Seri's anxious for some reason. I mean, we'll protect him fitness wise as well, as the next most tired player on the pitch of import. And it looks like it was a draw in Manchester, so they still stay second, but they do get an extra point from what they had last time we saw it. Good win. I'm not overly impressed with that performance, but it's a good win nonetheless. First win against Norwich, of course. And yeah, back to third. +9 goal difference is going to be the problem, isn't it? Yep, that's going to be a problem. Hello. I'm guessing he's Schalke manager. I'd consider it. And if he plays alright as well, this might be the good time to cash in on Madeira in January. Because he's always worth more in January than he is in the summer. So 3 days to Fulham. We will rest the majority of the good players. Ben Godfrey's just got a new deal. I was looking to maybe poach him at some point. Yeah, if we lost any of our defenders, I would have gone for Ben Godfrey. But a new 3-year contract's going to mess that one up. He was transfer listed by request, by the way. That's not just a I want Ben Godfrey kind of thing. He would have been available for reasonable money. Lentas is another one. He's not really Premier League level. We've kept him around too long, and so many cons that outgo against him, really. Some very good key stats, but Championship level, doesn't enjoy big matches, apparently injury prone. I don't think he's really been injury prone, but and not really too much money for what he offers us. If I got mid-teens money for him, then absolutely I would take it. Plus we've got Teko now as well. I love this question. Who would get your vote for World Footballer of the Year? As England manager, I actually did get to vote for World Footballer of the Year. So this isn't a hypothetical. Kylian Mbappe, of course, he's the best player in world football. And that's backed by his ratings as well. Another mediocre group of youth players coming through. Courage has got 19 months on his contract. Apparently that's enough for him to be a question mark about staying here in the future. It's 18 months. I've got a year to sort this out. And in fact, he did come to me saying, I could do with a new contract, boss. And as soon as I talked to him, he backed off. So it's his fault, not mine, really. Let's be real, he's getting a new contract when it's actually ready for him to get a new one. Probably end of the year. And fascinatingly, we actually get to find out whether or not Chelsea get past Watford before we play. Yeah, comfortably. Yeah, and Wolves get past Cardiff as well. Wolves probably the better side out of the two. On paper, anyway. So, Brendan Rodgers' Fulham. It just shows how much they underrate Brendan Rodgers, really, doesn't it? I've seen him manage in the Championship on Football Manager this year. But anyway, Rick's not suspended for this one. And Ponce is that little bit fitter. And Harrison's just been that little bit better on that right-hand side. So otherwise, as is. Actually, Alawar as well. Look at the ratings comparison. 7.2 last 5. Admittedly, that's skewed by this result here. But 7.47 for the season. Koita's under 7 now for the season. We'll give him the nod. Also, Dutra in goal. Otherwise, identical. And if a quarterfinal in the Carabao Cup is not a moment to bring out the media team talk, then I don't know what is. Basically, everyone's motivated. Later scores really don't matter, actually, but we'll put it on because there is one other match going on. Now, it does look like Fulham haven't quite rested everyone for this match. They are about 5-10% worse off in the fitness ratings, seemingly. Doesn't matter. They can pull out balls like that. Anyway, that's got back to Shout, who's just kicked it straight to Fulham again. Nemetcha has got past one. And, well, Rick's gone for a foul there as he's booted it past. Thankfully, that worked in our favour. Saxton, Vidal. Back out to Saxton from a tackle, I think. But Seri on the edge of the box. He's got time to turn. Not quite. Seri will get onto this loose ball once again, though. Courage to restart this move, hopefully. Nope. Sergio to restart this move. Second time's the charm, eh? Okay, he's eventually made his way back to Seri once more, who's got a little bit of space to run into. Being squeezed out and tackled. And Fulham have booted it to their left wing. Sergio's going to go for it. Why is this highlight about 3 minutes long? We could have started the highlight here, guys. I still don't know how much is left on it, to be honest. But Seri, you've got to hope this attack here is going to be the end point of this highlight. Otherwise, I've wasted 5 years of my life. Ponce's put it in at last. God, I got so annoyed at that highlight for taking so long. Yeah, just start it with the actual attack, guys. No need for the minute and a half of kicking it from one end to the pitch before end. Anyway, there's Shout on the right side. Ponce, back post. There it is. Great dive from the goalkeeper. Couldn't keep it out, though. 1-0 York. 7 minutes in. I feel like the first 7 minutes was that entire highlight. Vidal on a corner. Rick's at the back post, and he's just stood still, punted it over. 15 minutes gone. Another highlight. Nemetcha. Not a great pass on there. Seri, his opposite number 8, has nabbed onto that. Alawar Silva's in the middle. Is he going to go past it? No. Ponce's going to go past his defender, though. And we'll stay with the goalkeeper. I held my breath as it ricocheted past the post. Wasn't quite sure if it was going in or not. But nope. Vidal, for some reason, has been initialed on this match. Is there another Vidal? For Fulham, perhaps. Grimes, Norwich, and cleared, I think. Yep, end of that one. Nope, no other Vidals as far as I can see. Tavares, first 17 minutes, we've had 70% of the possession. 70% of that possession. Good God. Vidal, we're at Fulham. Hang on, how? What? They committed so many men forward for that. Not even really a throw-in in dangerous territory. They had some sort of set piece at their end, my end of the pitch. I can't remember what kind it was now, but they committed too many men forward and we had 4-on-3 in the end as we charged forward on the counter. And Seri finishes it off for his 7th goal of the season. Dragomir, dispossessed by Jack Harrison, who's hopefully going to choose this moment to be a good player in this match. Whew. Someone to stop him. Somebody stop him. Nobody stopped him. His own foot stopped him. Frankly, at that point, it was easier to hit the target than miss. Alawar's got a tight hamstring. We're only 27 minutes into this game. I felt like we were nearing half-time, the number of highlights we've seen. But nope, only about halfway in. Seri, Harrison, Grimes, Seri, Grimes. Shaw was on space. Ponce's at the back post. He's at the post. Frankly, he was on the byline almost. It would have been nigh impossible for him to put that one in. Might be able to nurse him through the match. I'm not really keen on a tight hamstring. It's 2-0. If it was 3, I'd feel comfortable just taking him straight off at this point. But Harrison, didn't get that. Sorry, though. What I'm liking in this match is we seem to be there on every single second ball. Alawar, how has he missed that? I can only assume his hamstring, as he's gone for that, has gone twang. Because there's no other way, no other possible explanation of how he's missed that. We've gone to half-time at the very least. No, we haven't, because there's another highlight. I've been royally mugged there. Dragomir has been dispossessed by Harrison, speaking of being mugged. And Harrison's going to run at their goal once more. Still running. Square it. Don't square it then. Admittedly, he's just seen what Alawar's done there and thought better of it. Keep it up, lads. Just going to take Alawar off. Let's not make that a red injury, shall we? Still got plenty of rotation to be doing in the upcoming days because it's December and there's a lot of games. Vidal, we particularly don't want him having an injury that takes him out in January as well because obviously FA Cup starts then, and if we're in the Carabao Cup semi-finals, that's a lot of January games. Vidal on the resulting corner here. I'm not expecting much. Rick straight at their goalkeeper. It's not exactly a historic performance from their goalkeeper yet, but he's been pretty handy so far in general. 8 saves in 52 minutes. Didn't save that one though. Jack Harrison, 3-0. I'm going to say, Harrison has his moments here, and he's had one just now. Vidal, inwards to Harrison, who skips past that defender. Number 19 is distracted by Koita, and just pumps away in the far corner. Immediate follow-up highlight, almost. Seri and Nemecha fight it out, but Shaw with the number 88, confusing just the number 8s on that right-hand side. Ponce, I don't know what I've just seen. Was he onside? Don't think so. And no, is the answer. I'm not sure if this was actually directed at him or not. Maybe, yeah, it looked like it was hit at him with too much force for it to be deliberate, but I think it was. Anyway, 65 minutes gone, it's 3-0. It's not Grimes' best game, apparently. Everyone else is on nice 7+, and he's on a 6.9. Took Seri off in the last one, we'll take Grimes off in this one. Just make sure we kind of alternate who we take off in those positions anyway as well. Keeps them both as fresh as possible for a longer period. And it means I don't have coaches going up to me and going, look, they're a little bit jaded and they need a bit of a rest. They're footballers, get on with it. Sorry, that's what you're paid for. Maxence, over to Saxton. Like, you've got Eddie Izzard running 50 bloody marathons in 50 days. And these guys are complaining about having to play 3 games of football in a week. Like, come on. Courage. Well, that's just being passed around their defence a little bit, but it's ended up with Saxton in the end. And Harrison coming forward again. He's got Shaw to his right if he wants to use him in plenty of space as well. It's got to be said. He goes inwards to Seri, in fact. I think Shaw ended up as a distraction for Vidal, ultimately, to smash that in. 4-0. We might be going through. We've had a lot of... I feel like a lot of episodes recently have had, like, big names in the games, and we've obviously not really come out on top of those. It's nice to see you... It's nice to have you here against 2 teams that are theoretically below us. I mean, so was Stoke, and we know how that one ended, but still. And I'm just looking at Shaw's sub 70% fitness as well again, so let's just do the Nyambi. Do the Nyambi. He's not a verb or a dance. If he was a dance, what would he be? Do the Nyambi. Anyway, no other highlights in that game. 4-0. Comfortable. Of course, I'll let you know who we draw. I've got to play Fulham again in 2 days. Still at Fulham, so I can only presume. Like, I love the fact we travel. Is there not just like some kind of place we can rent for 3 days in London? It'd be a lot easier than going back to York. Like, we literally go from London to York tomorrow and then from York to London the day after. Not really worth it. All we do in that time is recover and match review. Right, here we are. 4 teams left. Chelsea, Southampton, Wolves and us. Wolves are drawn first. Yes, that's the best result. That's the best result possible. Wolves versus Chelsea. I'd argue they're the 2 best teams left on paper. And we get Southampton then. Of course, my stream save as well. Spoilers, we recently won the Carabao Cup as Southampton, so that's kind of amusing to me. I say that, Wolves and Southampton, there's not really a lot between them on the season preview, so avoiding Chelsea's the big one, really. And you can see here, last time we had 2 players in this, now we've got none. Foreman apparently is the best striker in football. What? He's not even the best striker in his own team. Unbelievable. Also don't think I haven't noticed the fact we've shaved another 3-1 off our odds. Our young players are developing, even if their performances aren't necessarily up to scratch just yet. I've just seen Tanoko's in the Media Dream 11. I've been following this lad since he was about 16 and was new-gen into the game almost. Because he plays for Peru, it was fairly obvious he was going to be good because he was in their team from a young age. Yeah, I missed out on him. I missed out on him initially when he went to Lazio. Damn it. Look how good he's got. Anyway, as much as the Man City and Liverpool games are very enticing, we've got to focus on this Carabao Cup now, surely. We've got to focus on this Carabao Cup. It's our best chance for silverware this year. Let's be real here. So Southampton, West Brom, and funnily enough, it lines up again with Man City on the opposite side of things as well. So we'll probably do both legs of the Carabao Cup with their respective games. They're following them in the next 2 episodes. Until then, ta-ra.